What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Chuck Finley here with us. Play Slide 2 Band of Thieves Part 2. We are here in front of the next job, which will require us to sneak into Dimitri's casino, if I'm not mistaken.
Good to see you, little buddy. I guess the way through the wine cellar is guarded by those rats. Bentley thought you might like some help clearing them out.
Sounds like fun. You and me, back to back?
Totally. Outnumbered, fighting impossible odds. It's perfect.
All right, pal. Let's get to it.
Alright, so all we have to do is just fight these enemies. Now, because of the new sneaking style that you're supposed to do,
Hold on, Slide. Let me lower those bars for you.
if you do get caught,
There you go. To get over this thing, you'll have to double jump. Hit the X button to jump. Then, while in the air, press it again to get some extra air time. Looks like you're on your own from here.
I'm used to it. Thanks for the help.
Anytime, partner.
because of the new combat system in this game, which focuses more on sneaking and stealth kills rather than fighting enemies like in the previous game, Sly is not actually that strong if you get caught, and so a fight like this you really can't do without taking a lot of damage, so you really want to just leave it to Murray. Murray will run around and knock out all of the enemies for you. And so you do want to keep that in mind in a situation like this. So, you know, it's best to usually take them down with a stealth kill if you can. If not, you know, always if Murray's around, let Murray take care of it.
In order to get past these lasers, you need to crawl under that table. To do that, get near the table and press the circle button. These flashlight guards are too tough to fight head-on. Crawl under the tables to sneak around him.
Now, if you notice, there's a how wide his flashlight is. That will give you the area of his line of sight. You can see there's like a lighter outline and then a darker, and then a more brighter area, which is his field of vision. As long as you sneak up to an enemy in the outer circle, you can or in the outer circle, you can sneak up on them a little bit easier. And I really shouldn't be focusing too much on treasure since I'm making a video, because you know, if this was me just playing by myself, I would definitely be going after every breakable object I could. But I guess for a video, it doesn't really make it that interesting, and it just makes it a lot longer for no reason. So if I need to collect treasure for anything, I can just do that off camera.
In order to shut down those yellow lasers, you'll need to take out that guard. Sneak up behind him and press the triangle button to knock it into the air. Then the square button to slam and finish him off. Got that? The triangle button, then the square button.
I'm pretty sure you can hide in those clothes, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see if I can find any more. Yeah, these. Oh no, I guess you can just jump on top of the rack.
That sneak attack slam move only works on guards who haven't seen you. Wait until this guy turns his back, and then let him have it.
Oh crap! I hit the wrong button. Well, thankfully. Fell into the lasers, but you do have to be careful with that. The range, you have to be pretty close, and you have to make sure that you remember to hit the right buttons. Sometimes you can end up not being close enough, and then you want to hit.
In a fight with those rats, the sneak attack won't work. It's purely a stealth move.
You have to, once you hit the triangle button, you want to be pretty quick hitting the square button again. So and the range is pretty wide. Oh crap! I wanted to get the treasure out of his rear pocket. That's a shame. And sadly, there is nowhere I can hide. Now there is a heavy attack, which is a lot stronger than your regular attack, and you want to be careful because they can kick you when they're on the ground. But you can. Right now it's just this move, but as you go on, you can upgrade that particular heavy attack to make it a lot more damaging.
Another air vent. Judging by the angle, it should lead
To the nightclub. I think I may have said casino before.
jackpot. The heart of Dimitri's operation. Head for those windows and take some reconnaissance photos.
Okay.
Tap the R3 button. You know, click the right analog stick to bring up your binocular. It's already outfitted with a spy cam. Slide. Use the right analog stick to zoom in and out on photo targets. Tap the R1 button to take a picture when you've got a good shot.
Alright, okay. This is what I was waiting for. So you can see, you just zoom in till it turns green, and then you just tap the R1 to take the picture.
That generator seems to be powering the security systems down here.
Alright, and it does matter the angle. Sometimes if it's a moving target, you'll have to keep moving around, but as you can see, the money printer, as soon as you see it turn green, you hear the sound, and then the yellow words come up.
Ingenious. Dimitri's using the clockwork tail feathers as printing plates. Given their rare alloy, they'll never wear out. Unlimited forged money.
And that, it's pretty useful. You can see he is a moving target, so he's a little bit harder to get a picture of. And if you do end up taking a picture of him,
That's our target. Dimitri, professional lounge lizard and international forger. That should do it, Sly. Head back to the safe house and we'll cook up a plan of attack.
if you do end up getting a good shot, you usually want to take it, but if they keep moving, you just kind of get it yellow or in between yellow and green, and then just wait for them to move. Usually they'll move into the right spot themselves.
Recon photos are a grim reminder of what the modern thief is up against. Spotlights, stepped-up patrols. The sum of it all renders a direct assault impossible. To solve this puzzle, I'm going to need some more intelligence. First, replace this barge painting with one Dimitri has in his office. Once in place, we should be able to listen in on his communications. Second, if you see the boss, tail him. We might learn something from studying his movements. Once we've got a proper understanding of the operation, those clockwork tail feathers are as good as ours.
So I guess it's only just Sly for now.
Nice slide. You can bring up your binocular by pressing the R3 button. You know, the right analog stick that adjusts the camera. Click it to look through your binoculars. They'll be useful for finding the new job starts I've placed around town. Plus, they'll let you read the job title.
But I believe you can also do that by. Oh no, I guess you can't read the job titles. And so that is kind of useful if you because some of these where the safe is.
I managed to outfit this forged painting with a bug. I need you to sneak into Dimitri's office and swap it with the original.
Nice. So we'll be able to listen in on his conversations.
Yes, I thought things might go more smoothly with an ear on the inside. Just be careful with the fine art. Take any damage and the painting's ruined.
And you can see that the new guards have come out, and it's actually got loot in his pocket. I think I'll get it real quickly just to show what you can get. I'll sell it whenever I come back to the hideout. you can see a silver watch sells for a certain amount. There are cheap items, mid-priced items, and then really valuable items that you can get. And it depends on the type of enemy that you. It's a safe house, so that's where I need to go. So I want to stay on the rooftop to avoid any enemies. But there are 3 different items, value items, and the ones that I just said, cheap, medium, and valuable. And it depends on the types of enemies. You've noticed there are 3 different types of enemies. The rats could be considered the smaller, weaker enemies. The frogs could be considered the tougher, or the medium enemies, and then the pigs would be considered the hard to kill enemies, or the tougher, hard to kill enemies. And you will get different items depending on which enemies you pickpocket from. And I'll see it. Usually you'll get with the medium or with the small enemies, you'll always get a small item, sometimes a medium item, very rarely a rare item. The medium enemies, you can get a mix. It's the medium items are more common. Sometimes you can get a small item, but then very rarely you can get a large item from them. Pretty sure this is where we're supposed to go. Oh no, over there. I wonder how I get over there. I guess I gotta go back that way. But from the big enemies, you can also get any number of items. Small items are very rare. Medium items are more common, and then the large items are what you'll usually get from them. But usually they don't have too many large enemies stuck around for you to actually get. So getting bigger, more expensive items are a little bit less common than you would think. But with the job titles,
The schematic indicates that door is locked from the inside.
That's all right. I never was one for the direct approach.
Swell, because the indirect approach is way up there through that air vent.
now the job titles, the safes are hidden in different areas. Now these are enemies, so if you do get caught by them, you will have to you will take damage. You have to restart this section over again, so you want to be very careful. But the I wonder if this will alert any. Oh, yep, it'll alert him. Hurry. Now these will immediately hurt you. There is no yellow to them, so you want to be very careful while jumping around here. But the safes are hidden in different areas that are located around the jobs. So with this one, doing this particular job first will get me to the safe faster than if I was to follow Dimitri and then do this job. And that's a very good way to figure out how to get the items quicker, just by knowing the job titles. Of course, the game doesn't tell you that. You can. And so the boss enemies will talk through a loudspeaker again.
Some higher level math, but I believe the code to Dimitri's vault is 231.
So you have to actually move Sly's hand around by using the left analog stick. So 2, 3, 1, and you actually have to hold the button down for the 3 for all the far side items, and even the 2. And so you can do the wide range attack again. You do get to, you know, if you have noticed, you actually get to
Nice work, Sly. The bug's in position. If you manage to get the original painting back to me in one piece, I could sell it through my internet connections and make us a ton of coins.
uh, lost my train of thought. Um, yeah, you get to keep a lot of the moves that you learned from the previous game, but there will be some moves that you will have to relearn, such as the knockout dive. Not that many though. Thankfully, they added a lot of new moves that you thankfully haven't seen before or gotten used before. Now this bringing this painting back to the safe house is optional. You will not be penalized if you do not, outside of just losing the money that you would gain. And the first,
Getting spotted by the flashlight guards. If you get caught, you can run away by holding down the R1 button.
now that really just works for the big guards, the flashlight guards. With the little guards, they can actually follow you around, and so it doesn't make it that quite as useful as you would think. You know, as you would think it would be. It's not a cure-all type thing. If you just run, you have to run quite a ways to actually get away from the smaller enemies, the medium and smaller enemies. So you want to be very careful if you have something like this on your back. And you're I'm just gonna knock him out so I can get up there quickly. But yeah, you want to be very careful. Yeah, like I said, you have to run quite a ways and get pretty high. So I'll go ahead and sell the loot that I've already bought. Let me see. So you see the bronze ring is worth 17, the silver watch is worth 31, and the gold painting is worth 232. So pretty useful, especially if you can get quite a lot of these loot. You can have I don't remember exactly how much loot you can hold on here, but it's quite a bit. But there is a set number of loot that you can have on here, so I'm going to go ahead and buy the Fists of Flame. Yeah, and then we'll buy the Trigger Bomb. We probably will need this right now. I don't use the smoke bomb, so I'm not gonna buy that. I won't waste the money on that right now. But we have to go back out to do the other job as Sly. And you see that's actually worth a gold. That's a gold trophy. So it's actually kind of useful to pick that up. The bomb first, the trigger bomb. Now this mission is a pain to do. Ooh, whoa. Did not expect that, but you have to be careful just jumping down on the ground. Oops.
I just intercepted an email from Dimitri. He's ordered his guards to ring the boat's bell when the coast is clear.
Coast is clear from what?
Of that I'm uncertain. Ring the bell and follow him without being seen. Then maybe we'll find out what he's hiding.
Oh, thankfully this guard didn't see me. But yeah, you do have to be careful jumping down and hitting the guard, so we have to follow Dimitri. And we have to avoid being spotted, which is... he will look behind him at times. You do not want to lose sight of him. It's actually easier to hide up on the rooftops so that you can look down on him, but the path that he takes does not really allow for that right off the bat. You could probably do it right at the start. And he will talk to himself. It's kind of hard to understand, so I'm not going to bother trying to listen to it right now. Now you want to be careful because you can actually lose Dimitri. So you just stay on the rooftops. He will not be able to see you on the rooftops. He will not look up, thankfully. And the hard part is just waiting. I guess he doesn't look up, but I've never been caught by looking at him from the rooftops, so you shouldn't have to worry about that. But you can see the problems with oh crap! I thought I was gonna get caught there. But you can see the problems with being on the ground, especially with the flashlight guards. Those are the ones that you really have to worry about. You know, you could probably hide from Dimitri pretty well, but the flashlight guards seem to be able to find you rather easily. So you definitely want to be very careful. Probably not a good idea to hide up here, but I should be able to jump up onto those. Have to get down here. Have to watch out for the guard. I should be okay. I don't think I actually have to.
Good job tailing him, Sly. He had no idea you were watching while he typed in that secret code. Hold on. Looks like that door leads to the nightclub's aqua pump. This might be useful for the heist.
So, thankfully you didn't actually have to be right behind him. I wasn't sure. And sadly that guard disappeared because I could have got the treasure from him. But so you can see Murray is the only one that appears to have a job right now, so I'm gonna have to run back to the safe house and switch with Murray. And so I will go ahead and do that right now. So you got any loot? Nope. And I'll try to stay away from guards that don't have any loot, like you. I could kill you real quick. Oops. To be careful. Thankfully, you really have to be in their flashlight for them to be able to see you. Now, if you do, and I don't believe Bentley talked about this, but if you see, so the gold ring is the most valuable thing, and that will sell for the most. I'll go ahead and sell that real quick, but if you stealth kill a guard, you do not get the loot from them, so you want to be very careful. If you're going after the loot, or after a guard to, so you can see that's worth 60. If you're going after a guard to get the loot from them, you want to be very careful and make sure you don't let them know that you're there. And so Murray can run, but he's actually pretty slow. He's got a he's not as I guess you'd call it nimble as Sly, so he can't get up on the rooftops very easily, and he cannot do the spire jumps and all of the stuff that Sly can do. But he can knock out these enemies in 2 punches. I believe the flashlight guards he can knock out in 3, possibly 2. So that is useful to play as him, and from that standpoint, but it's not that fun to play as him usually.
I need you to make your way back to the aqua pump room and sabotage it.
Jeez, I don't know. How am I supposed to get past these lasers?
You should be able to break that power box by throwing something at it. Press the circle button to use your stomp move near the ice machine to pick up a block of ice. Then press the square button to throw the block at the power box.
Hit the circle button to pick stuff up and the square button to throw. Got it.
Alright, so you're going to have to hit the power boxes, I believe, twice. Oh, well, I guess 3 times.
You're strong, Murray. Try picking up other stuff in the room.
Thankfully, the ice doesn't damage you in any way, so you don't have to worry about that. But you can grab other items that are around, so you don't have to walk all the way back to the.
Enemies that are knocked out can be picked up with your stomp move. Throw something at that guard, then jump up there and pick him up with the circle button.
trying to, you can throw him into the lasers there. I don't think you can get anything from them just yet. I believe you're gonna have to wait to be able to shake them to get any loot from them, or Murray may not even be able to do it. To sneak through. But yeah, if you do notice any red lasers. Oh. Let me see what I'm supposed to do. Throw them into this thing, I believe. And all you have to do is just punch them once to knock them out. And then you just keep throwing them in there. I believe you're gonna have to throw 4 in there if I'm not mistaken. Ah. And you want to be careful because you'll actually throw really. Because you'll actually throw the enemies at the other enemies. If you have an enemy in your hand and there's another enemy around.
When the aqua pump out of commission, they'll be forced to route water through the old pipe tower. Those fools! They're playing right into our hands.
You will have to throw. You'll have to be careful because the game will make you hit the enemy rather than what you're trying to hit. So you want to be careful.
Okay, fellas, I've constructed a plan to get at the clockwork tail feathers, but we'll need to pull off a few more jobs to set things up for the heist. First, Sly will have to pick a few pockets in the theater so that we'll have access to the spotlight control center. Once that's accomplished, we'll be able to turn off all the security around the printing press. We'll need your muscle, Murray, to take out all the exterior alarm horns. We don't want anything to alert the guards while we pull off the big job. And finally, we'll need to get into the discotheque to drop this mirror ball. Trust me, it's all part of the plan.
So that should be 3 more jobs, and then the boss fight. Let me see. I guess I'll go ahead and play as Murray, get that out of the way. Usually it doesn't matter. There's not a set. There's not any jobs that you have to do before, at first. Like I wouldn't have to play as Murray first to knock out the alarm horns before I could play as Sly and do Sly's thing. I could just go ahead and do Sly's job, but I'll just go ahead and do Murray's job real quick just to get that out of the way. And I'm gonna go ahead and finish. I'm gonna try to at least finish this area. Depends on how long these jobs are. The individual jobs can range from very short to quite a long time. It really just depends on what you have to do. Usually, at this stage in the level where you're trying to set up the final, we're actually setting up for the job.
Okay, Murray. That alarm horn will tip off Dimitri during our heist. There are 3 of them out here, and I need you to take them out.
Check.
This is going to take some serious muscle, Murray. You're the only guy on the team who can pull this off. Stop to pick things up, then throw it at those alarm horns. Good luck, pal. This could get rough.
Evildoers feel my wrath.
When you're setting up for the final boss battle, when you're to take out the to fight the boss and then get the clockwork parts, that's usually when the jobs will take the longest. Typically, not every single time. Usually, sometimes it can. Sometimes some of the hardest jobs are the some beginning jobs, or kind of in the middle where you're trying to set up before you can break into the enemy's area or whatever. Oops. And of course, trying to climb up onto rooftops is a lot harder with Murray than it is with Sly. And so it does make trying to find the objectives a lot harder as Murray. So you just try to find anything like the cars that are set up around here to be able to jump onto these awnings to jump up onto to get up onto the rooftops. And so thankfully the flashlight guards can be knocked out in 2 hits as well, which makes them a lot easier to take out. But you can see Murray can actually jump pretty high, and I'm actually surprised he can. Oh, I guess he can just grab onto that. I don't think he can. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think he can do the sliding move there, but he can usually grab onto any ledges that he's near, so that makes it a little bit easier to move around as him. And so you can see what these are for. They're for grabbing newspapers out of, and then just so that you continuously throw them at the.
If you want to break out of your combat stance, hold down the R1 button.
Yeah, so that is useful if you notice. If you do get caught by a guard, that Murray will go into be kind of locked on towards the enemy, and that is kind of annoying, especially if there's if you're surrounded and you need to get away. A lot easier then you do want to be careful because of that. And you can see while it's flashing. Let's see, it's got to be something I guess we'll just keep tossing guards at it. It's a shame that they didn't use the newspaper stand idea like they did with that one alarm horn. Makes it a lot easier to do his job. So let me see if I wonder if I can head back to the safe house. No. Okay, so I'm gonna have to keep running back, and that's kind of the bad thing of using a character that only has one job in a situation like this. It may have actually been more efficient to go ahead and get Sly out of the way, because I wouldn't have had to run back to get Sly to do the main to steal the clockwork parts. I believe the game would have done it for me. It pulled me back to the hideout automatically, like it does in some situations, which would have made it a little, which makes it a lot easier. Thankfully, they don't do it at times, especially if there's guards around that may have loot and you're low on money. But it is pretty nice that they do that to make it a little bit easier. Let me see. It's a little late to check these jobs. Well, I guess I'll go ahead and do this one since I'm already here.
Hold it, Cooper. Constable Mila. Another policewoman hot on my tail.
Please, I led you here.
So that claw gang slip was a clue. Why are you helping me out?
I'm not as black and white as Carmelita. I know what a menace those clockwork parts are. I don't want the likes of the Claw Gang putting them to use.
So, what? It takes a thief to catch a thief?
Something like that. But if I'm going to trust you in this case, I need to know that you can keep up. Literally.
Literally?
Don't fall behind.
Sly, hold down the R1 button to run. You'll need it to keep up with Constable Neela.
Oh, wait, where'd she go? Crap. Oh. Yeah, this is a pain. Thankfully, she did stop for me, but I believe there are some. She may not. I'm actually surprised she stopped for me. I didn't think she did. So maybe it's not that hard as I'm thinking it is. Pretty sure it is, though. You can see she can get across the wires a lot faster than I can. And she jumps a little bit farther than I do as well. But it's pretty easy just to kind of stay up with her. But you just don't want to get too far ahead of her. You want to let her. You want to follow her rather than you try to run up ahead of her to try to anticipate her moves. She does break stuff. I don't know exactly why. There's really no benefit to breaking all of this stuff, but it is what it is. Thankfully, you did notice that sometimes the guards will appear or will hear the noise and will become alerted. So that can be a problem at times. Usually, it's not that big a deal, though. Thankfully. Now Now this is where it can become difficult because you can see we're doing a lot more climbing than before when it was just mainly running.
Sly, we should work well together.
Glad you approve.
Now, legally, I can't enter Dimitri's nightclub without a warrant. But I happen to have obtained a key to his back door, which a person like yourself can use however he pleases.
Oh, we are absolutely going to work well together.
I probably should have done the other job first, but
Job inside the disco will require my demolition skills. Head on back to the safe house. I should be all geared up for the field by the time you arrive.
and so of course we're not going to do that just yet. I need to do that other job as Sly, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Now you can see here's some treasure.
If you can get this piece of fine art back to the safe house in one piece, we can sell it on ThiefNet for a ton of coins.
I'm pretty sure if you do end up taking damage, you will actually lose the ability to get this treasure anymore. You can see it's not timed in later titles. They give you the ability to keep, or to, you know, if you do break the treasure, you can actually go after it again, but only, oh wow, didn't notice him on the rooftops, but only if you don't, comb. I didn't know there was combs, right? I knew about the ring, the watch, and, so maybe, I guess there's other stuff. Huh, okay, but in later titles, they are timed. You have to get to the safe house there in a certain amount of time before before you can. It's only worth 11. And as you can see, the ivory jewel box worth quite a bit. I guess I'm already here at the safe house, but I needed to get the loot back here. Let me see, where's the slide mission at? All the way over there. Crap. Thought it was a lot farther away than that. I may not have had to. Oh, I'll just take you out so you don't give me any problems. But yeah, so in those games they made it a little bit easier, but you know the timed sections are not all that much easier than doing this. But at least they give you the option to do them again in later games, so that's definitely very useful. Unlike this game, when I'm pretty sure if you break it, it's gone. You can't get it back. But if you can get the treasure back to where you need to, it is worth quite a bit, and it is definitely worth it.
Okay, Sly. There's the power boxes which route to the printing press area. To take care of them, I'll need you to put a splice clip in those spotlights.
Sorry, Bentley, but those fans are spinning way too fast to walk on.
They can be slowed down from this control panel, but you'll have to do a lot of pickpocketing to get at it. The guards are carrying special fragile keys that will be destroyed if you attack. Make sure you pickpocket their keys before you take those thugs out. To pickpocket guards, sneak up behind them and press the circle button.
So that does make it a little bit harder. You know, if you're
Keep picking his pocket. Sometimes you have to dig a little.
but it's just like going after other you know, like loot from regular enemies. These really aren't that much different, except if you end up, you know, setting off a guard, you will fail and you'll have to start, I believe, all the way over again. I'm not 100% sure on that though. And it's always best to look around to see what the best ways to pickpocket from the guards are. Sometimes you know, I could have waited for him to walk around, or I could have just jumped up to the top and. Oops. So you definitely want to be very careful with the spotlights. I actually had forgotten that the spotlights were there, to be honest. Oh, wow. Yeah. That, you want to be careful doing that. Let me see where the next area is. I believe it's back behind these curtains. Backstage, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see. I can hear snoring, so that must mean one of the guards are asleep. And usually that's a good time to try to get them. But you can see the tables here, which means you're going to have to utilize the tables to try and get a lot of these keys. It's actually not a bad idea to watch the patterns of the guards. Oh, crap. That's okay. The guard over there to my right won't see me. He will hear me if I take this guard out, but he won't see me, at least right now. So I'll have to wait a little bit to knock this guy out. Well, maybe I don't even have to knock him out. I'll just head up here and get this key. That's probably a better idea. Since he's already walking away from me, I can... Ah, crap. Yeah, you want to be very careful. Thankfully, if you do get spotted by the guards, though, they will not break their keys. But you can see that the flashlight guards can hurt you for quite a bit. And sadly, he didn't give me any health. There we go. Let me see. Let me try to find that sleeping guard real quick. Figure out where he went. Oops. Woke him up by accident. I still need some more I need more health if I'm gonna be able to do this easily, but I'll just live with what I've got. So thankfully the squeaking of these lights and the squeaking of different things like that will not alert the guards. But you can see if there is a sleeping guard, he will wake up from time to time, just like the guards in the first game did.
Nice work, Sly. Now head for the control panel to slow down the fan.
And so we'll head back to the control panel now. Probably knock this guy out, see if he'll give me any health. Nope. Once I finish this job, it should refill my health, so I'm not going to sit here and waste time doing this. So thankfully, Sly has to unlock each individual lock instead of just throwing the one key.
Looks like the fans have stopped. Use them to get on top of the main chandelier and insert that splice clip.
Like with Sly 1, sadly, it does take a little bit longer to unlock things like that. So you know, if you aren't a fan of that, you know, nothing you can really do about it. Let me see. I don't think we can get over there. Oh, that's right. I'm supposed to get on the main chandelier.
I'm overriding the spotlight security guys. That should do it. No more security in the printing press room.
So sadly, I'm gonna have to find my way out of here. So I guess it doesn't actually refill my health. It will once I. That's not the way out. Once I end up. Oh, you can see those are that's the image of. I guess the Sly's. Supposed to be Sly's image or something like that. You know, like the way he leaves those little masks around, and I guess there at the top right, his health indicator looks like that, at least a little bit like that. Let me figure out how to get out of here now. I think it may have been up here. Yep, and that door back over here. do is just run back and get Bentley, and then I can, that should be the last job, if I'm not mistaken.
Hey, Sly, you can pickpocket all the guards around the nightclub. Try to find guys carrying shiny loot in their back pocket. We can pop the good stuff for a lot of coins back here in the safe house.
You don't have anything. Sadly, but all these suitcases will have a bunch of money in them. Ah, that's right, I said I wasn't going to do this. I can't help it. It's a habit that I got into playing this game by myself for the first time, and it's kind of a hard habit to break. Every Sly game after this game, I usually go out of my way to collect quite a bit of treasure, and it's hard to break that habit. Especially doing a let's play where it's time based, and instead of just playing by myself, when I'm really not pressed for time. Oops. And you can still see that guard still following me. Once you do, usually if you can break line of sight, that's usually when you can lose the guard. It's when you let's see, where's that Bentley thing? It's usually when you like stay on the ground or on the rooftops where they can still see you. That's where you have the problems. I'm pretty sure I guess Bentley can't pick their pockets. I'm not sure why I can't shoot with his crossbow there. But you see, he is the weakest of all the characters, and he will take the longest to kill an enemy. And his items are not really that offensive based. It's more so defensive. And of course, just like Bentley or Murray, he cannot. Where's that? I wonder where his job is. Oh, that's right, on the other side. Crap. I wonder if I can loop around here with him and get up there. I don't think so. Possibly. But yeah, just like Murray, he can't do all the hops and jumps and stuff that Sly can, so thankfully you can loop around here, so that makes it a little bit easier. Crap. Let's see how far away is this safe house from here. I hate to do this, I really do, but oops, I thought I fell in the water. I really hate to do this, but I'm going to go ahead and run back here with this treasure real quick. See, I think I can. You can see he's got sleeping gas. That's usually his main. That's what his main weapons are. Is just like knockout gas and sleeping gas and like the little bombs that are not that useful, to be honest. They don't do a whole lot of damage when you try to go after an enemy. It's really just, you put someone to sleep and then you sneak by them before they can wake up again. That's really all you can do, to be honest. And I'm pretty sure if you do get caught, you can run to the safe house, but you may not be able to. You may actually have to lose the pursuit before you can get to the safe house. So Crystal Chalice is 153, not that worth it. Not really worth it, but it didn't take that much time. I guess I hope it didn't. And sadly, like I was saying, it doesn't seem like you can pick the enemy's pockets. It may not even give you the option to find treasure. So of course, if you do put the enemies to sleep, you will lose pursuit. But you have to put all of the enemies that were chasing you to asleep. So if there were more than one, it does make it kind of difficult. Oh, can he actually slide? Kind of looked like he was. Maybe Murray can too. Maybe I just wasn't doing it right. Because Murray's ability to latch on to ledges kind of overrides doing anything else, and that's why I kept getting caught every time I kept trying to jump. That's why I kept getting caught on the ledge, which it's not a bad thing. It's very useful and can save you in a lot of circumstances, but you just have to be careful when you use it.
To get past the laser vents, you'll need to blow it up. Press the triangle button
you just drop a bomb, go out a little ways. Alright, I guess they're not remote detonating. Now, enemies can hear the bombs that you throw, and you can drop more than one, and you can see the yellow. Oh, I guess these are actually pretty useful. I guess in other games they kind of dumb them down.
Hey, Bentley, how you holding up out there in the field? Fine, I'm just fine. I just needed to bomb all the pillars supporting that disco ball and I can get out of here. What's with taking out the disco ball? Its impact will shake the nightclub's front peacock sign loose from its mooring. Look, I can't talk now. I've got to keep moving, keep safe.
So you can see the support pillars here. All you have to do is just drop one bomb. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. But you can see there are guards around them. But they kind of weaken the bombs in later titles. So sadly, but I'm glad that they are so useful in this game. It is definitely a shame that they weaken the bombs by that, quite a bit in the other titles. So thankfully you don't take damage if there's a cutscene. If you place a bomb around, alright, so that guard's gonna hear me. Put him to sleep real quick. Drop a bomb by him. Sadly, you have to zoom in to shoot a guard with a dart, and that does stink. But it is what it is. It's really why you want to try to sneak, be more sneaky, and try to knock them out from far away rather than really close. But I had forgot that the bombs will alert the guards. You can kind of see the yellow lights, not yellow, the red lights that are around the bombs. That's their blast radius, and that's how far they can get out to damage. Or, that's their
We felt that all the way back here at the safe house. And you were right. The peacock sign had half of its bolts pop off on impact.
Alright, so that's that. Now this should be the final assault, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, fellas, the dominoes are all in place. Time to pull off the big heist. First, Murray will help me break into the old water tower. From there, I should be able to shut down the plaza fountain. Dimitri's sure to send someone out to get the repair truck. Sly, you'll pickpocket the truck keys off this guy once he shows up. Then hand them off to me and Murray in the plaza. We'll go steal the truck while you climb to the top of the nightclub's peacock sign. When you're in position, Murray will fire the truck's winch line up to you and will use it to pull down the sign. If my calculations are correct, the impact should create an entrance to the printing press room. Then, Sly, you jump in, grab the clockwork tail feathers, and we all get the heck out of here.
Alright, so sadly it's not quite done yet, but I believe this is where I'm going to end the video here. Nearly an hour in, and I can use this time to, in the next video I will finish this level, and then I will get all the clues in the next level. So and that's hopefully how I can do the videos from now on, since there's so many jobs. I didn't expect there to be quite that many, to be honest. But anyway, so we'll go to the Black Chateau, and we'll do breaking and entering, which is the next job after satellite sabotage, which is the job that I did in the previous video. Breaking and entering is the second job in the Black Chateau episode of Sly 2 Band of Thieves. The job introduces reconnaissance photos, the concept of stealth, crawling, and then the double jump. See, try to figure out if there's any Trivia: if Sly has the Mega Jump gadget, use it near the first set of yellow lasers to get to the balcony. Sneak by the lasers and open the door. Inside there's a rat guard. If Sly beats him and looks around from that area, he'll be above a lounge that he beat the gang of rats in. Alternatively, Sly can jump up to the balconies using the piano next to the air vent that leads to the printing press room. Huh, okay. We'll go to Bug Dimitri's office, which is the next job. Bug Dimitri's office is a job in episode 1. Is a job in Black Chateau of Sly 2. The level features the first special loot, the gold painting. Trivia: if you make it to the back of the safe house with the real painting intact, you can sell it for 232 coins. If that's the only job left available, the slideshow will happen and you don't have to walk to the safe house. So that is very useful. So you may want to actually just go ahead and do that instead of saving it for last. Once you complete the mission, there will be a speaker in the safe house which will occasionally relay conversations from Dimitri's office. Dimitri's office contains the vault for the episode. It can be opened with the code 231, and upon opening it, Sly will receive the knockout dive move. This area is the only area to feature the janitor guards. So we'll do Follow Dimitri, which is the next job after this. Follow Dimitri is a mission for Sly Cooper in the Black Chateau episode of Sly 2. Trivia: this mission appeared in the demo that appeared in Ratchet & Clank Up Your Arsenal. Okay. Okay, so we'll do water pump destruction. Water pump destruction is a job for Murray in the Black Chateau episode of Sly 2. This is Murray's first mission and a tutorial for playing as him. No trivia for this level, so we'll go on to Silence the Alarms. Silence the Alarms is a mission for Murray in the Black Chateau episode of Sly 2. No trivia for here. A lot of these are just kind of an overview of what the jobs are, so that's why there's not that much on them. Theater pickpocketing is a mission for Sly Cooper in the Black Chateau episode of Sly 2. It also introduces pickpocketing. No trivia here. Kind of a how to complete it in goals, so there's really no reason to talk about this. Moonlight Rendezvous is a mission for Sly Cooper in the Black Chateau episode of Sly 2. If you tag Nyla on the way, it will result in job failed. And this unlocks the Disco Demolitions job for Finley. So I guess those are that's the trivia. So with Disco Demolitions. Disco Demolitions is a job for Bentley in the Black Chateau episode of Sly 2. Band of Thieves. This is Bentley's first mission and serves as a tutorial. Trivia: the music in this mission is Dimitri's main theme. If one were to hit the turntables, the remix of Dimitri's song would be played. This is not to be confused with a similarly named misguided baseball promotion. Okay. Anyway, so that's all the trivia and everything for what I've done so far. So thanks for watching. The challenge of the video is how much money have I made from stealing loot from the enemies and the treasure that I've gained, like the chalice, the gold painting, and then the other one. Thank you for watching. Next time we will finish this level, and then we will go to the next level and do all the clue bottles there. So until then, later everyone.